I was asked to present about the frontline workers, especially the Ashas and Anganwadi workers, and their experience during the pandemic. And in my understanding, they are the strongest component of our weak public health system. You see that the withdrawal of the government from the public services and then the commercialization of these essential services, including health. So in along with that, the informalization of the workforce in this service sector, essential services, including the health. That typical earlier there was this contractorization and that was happening. Even now it is there, but this is a typical kind of informalization. This category of workers were created as scheme workers. They are not at all recognized as workers, and as you all know that they are considered to be the voluntary. And here there is a contradiction in their recruitment process itself. This recruitment of Ashas or Anganwadi workers that clearly states that it's a kind of providing livelihood to the socially backward women, and their priority for socially backward sections, the castes or widows, like that. And then in their work profile, they are volunteers and they are not entitled for any of the rights of the workers. So, and it is in addition, this particularly in the care work, it is the traditional role of women inside the house that is extended to this entire services. There are around 26 lakh Anganwadi workers and 10 lakh ASHA workers. And especially in the health sector, a little bit health related work the ASHA Anganwadi workers are doing, but the ASHA workers are working under the National Health Mission. And there are a large number of other sections of workers as well, even within the health sector. Most of the workers working in other categories also under NHM, they are all scheme workers. They are also very low paid, including the ambulance drivers and all. And even these women, there are other categories like Mamtas, Satins, then Nitanins in the different states. Some of them are under the state government schemes as well. And there is they were recruited for addressing the issues of maternal mortality or child mortality and all. And there was one interesting case in Odisha that there after the recruitment, after 5 years or so, the recruitment of the ASHA workers, the NHM was working. Then the institutional delivery has increased in the public health system itself. So there was a necessity for a recruitment of more midwives and ANMs like that. But the government has created another type of category of workers that is called Yashodas. That is a kind of, you can say that a fixed term employment type of category. So this is what is going on in the field of these scheme workers. And our experience during the pandemic, as is already explained, it is a very pathetic situation, and the private sector totally failed, and our weaknesses and strength of the public health system has come out. And here we can say that the frontline workers, including these Ashas and Anganwadi workers, they have actually saved the country from much more a tragic situation. So there, the main problems the frontline workers faced was that in the first means initial stages, one is the safety. So they were not at all provided with any safety measures, whether PPE kits or even sanitizers were not given to the ASHA workers or Anganwadi workers who were going to the field, visiting house to house, even reporting about the migrants returning, and even informing people or teaching people about how to do and all these, and reporting about the cases. So there their safety was under stake, and then there was a means the death rate of these frontline workers has increased like anything. And in our experience, in Andhra Pradesh only, in the first 3 months of this lockdown, 20 ASHA workers died. So within the 3 months of the lockdown, there they were not given any compensation even. So means they were not provided, because the in other categories of workers, this because of the pandemic there was a risk allowance and all, means even the police or the health sector workers and all, uh, uh, they were provided. But these scheme workers, they were never given any risk allowance or anything. And only announcement was made by the government was that actually what Indranil was telling about the workers, that in case of ASHA workers, their allowances earlier, they were piece rate workers. Anganwadi workers are getting a monthly remuneration, but ASHA workers are piece rate workers. For each service, each time they are getting a piece rate only, and their fixed amount of remuneration is 1,000 rupees, and 2018 onwards it was 2,000 rupees, and it will not be 144 rupees even, so even half of that. So there the government of India announced one additional 1,000 rupees per month for the ASHA workers. And actually the entire other kinds of services in the health system which the ASHA workers used to provide, that was all stopped, as Indranil also has pointed out. So there the entire other income has been stopped, and only this 2,000 rupees and this announcement of 1,000 rupees, that also there was a survey conducted by a journalist, and 80% of the ASHAs did not receive the additional remuneration announced by the central government, this 1,000 rupees. And there was no compensation even, and even these 50 lakh rupees of insurance which was announced for the death by corona, in many cases there was no postmortem, as it was not declared as a corona death, and out of this 99% did not receive the compensation. This is the similar case with the Anganwadi workers also. And then the other problem, as Indranil mentioned, about the social prejudices, and then they were not treated as corona warriors, they were treated as corona carriers. So there was a kind of social boycott in their families also, so much tension, depression, everything was there. At the same time, they were attacked in many places. One was for reporting about the cases, the migrants returning from abroad and all, they were attacked. Other, they were going door to door for checking up with the patients, whether the temperature and all. They were attacked in Gurgaon, in Haryana, in Punjab from Gurudwara, there was an announcement that you should boycott the ASHA workers, and they are the carriers of corona, like that. So this was all faced by this ASHA workers, and in many there was cases of they were physically attacked within their home also. That kind of cases also came up during this period. Then the other thing was there about the vaccination also. So in the vaccination, they were treated as guinea pigs. They were asked to take the vaccine, which was not means fully tested. That the frontline workers were asked to take that. And even there also we had cases where the after vaccination, ASHA workers and Anganwadi workers dying. In Andhra Pradesh, we took up a case and we got the compensation as well. So these are the different kinds of in the experiences in the field. And to the end, I would like to give some inspiring experiences of our struggles, or how we try to counter all these situations. One is that even before this lockdown, because of this situation and these demands of regularization and minimum wages and social security, there was numerous struggles, continuous struggles at local level, at state level, and national level as well. And the visible presence of these scheme workers during the last means more than a decade, that has inspired many other struggles also. In my opinion, this has even created an atmosphere where it was helpful in the farmers' upsurge as So there, even the latest, there was this 5th September 2018, this Mazdoor Kisan Sangharsh rally. There is a large contingent of the scheme workers. And then within 5 days of that rally, Modi was forced to announce an increase in remuneration of Anganwadi workers and Asha workers in 2018. So even during this pandemic, our experience is that the working class has reacted to this situation, whether the struggle to combat this pandemic or the struggle to counter the situation which was created by the entire migrant labor's issues, or whether there are problems of their rights. So there, from the beginning itself, the including this frontline workers, they were in the forefront of the uh, relief operations for the migrant laborers. From the day one onwards, they were on the street, whether to provide food and even to give the PPV kits and other things to other frontline workers as well. And 21st of April, the first call of protest came. That was Bhashan Nahi Ration Chahiye. And then there was so many local level struggles by these Asha workers and Anganwadi workers. For example, one was that then Indore. Indore was a place where there was a big, it was a red zone area from the beginning because of the large coming back of people from abroad. There, the Asha workers had a strike for the safety measures and for an additional risk allowance. The district administration was forced to give them an additional risk allowance there. That was in the first quarter of this pandemic and the lockdown. And then in many other states also, so many struggles were there for additional remuneration or risk allowance, whatever we may can call. And there were many success stories also. Well. And then we can see that on 14th of May, taking up this issue, we have given a national call that phool nahi suraksha chahiye, that not the flowers, but we want the safety. So that was mainly it was for the frontline workers. There was tremendous response, and even there the solidarity actions by the working class and from the community also providing safety measures to the frontline workers, it was taken up. And on 7th and 8th of August, we had an all India strike, 2-day strike of the frontline workers, especially the scheme workers. So this was preceded by the this 9th August call by the peasantry as well as the working class on the Quit India Day and All India protest. 7th and 8th of August, there was a strike. And then within 6 months of lockdown, the strike, the general strike was announced. We all know that 26th November strike, and now the 26-27 Kisan Long March, Kisan March, and now we are in that situation of the historic struggles going on. And here we can see the participation of these kind of informalized government sector workers in large numbers, and it is increasing also. And now against this privatization, including that of health sector, and on against labor codes and also against the Farm Acts, this joint call of the joint platform of trade unions and also the Samyukta Kisan Morcha, it has come on 15. There was a program on this against the privatization. And here one thing, and we are preparing for higher and bigger struggles. One thing I would like to mention, it is a shortcoming in these struggles. The workers' struggles on the health sector or in the service sectors is coming. And these are all essential services. And whatever we have discussed here is the right of the people for the public health and for the strengthening of the public health system. We need to develop it as a mass struggle, and that as a mass movement on the basic rights of food and health services as well as for the education. I think in the coming days we will be looking towards or working towards that. Thank you.